Right now I'm going to introduce our first speaker, Professoressa Patti Grunther. She's a teacher of Italian language and culture. She's the Mid-Atlantic Regional Representative in the Association of American Teachers of Italian. And she's the Linguistics Club Advisor, also a mentor, teacher. If she were in Italy, that would be Dottoressa. Gleaning through people's bios, one thing that jumped out here is after she graduated college, subsequently she decided to stay in Milan for 20 years. So, I mean, that was a great decision. Anyway, she's here today to tell us a little bit about a program that she was involved in Montclair State University. It was the Italian Immersion Summer Program, which the Commission sponsors, by the way. And we do with an open heart. She's led the program for the last 2 summers, and it's a full-day Italian language immersion. So, I turn the floor over to Professoressa Patti Grunther.
Probably the best introduction to the course is to watch a video that we made about it. So, let's watch the video and then we'll talk.
The objectives of the course are not just substitute AP, but really to prepare these kids to face AP their senior year with a greater level of confidence and a toolbox of skills that they wouldn't have had otherwise. Perché hai scelto studiare? Motivating students to keep taking Italian in college and to reach a high enough level where they're really fluent and they can actually use the language in their lives and in their careers. They get the experience of 3 full weeks on campus with that college experience, and as well they're able to get a full immersion experience. We do 3 hours in the morning, a lot of grammar-based stuff, but also lots and lots of speaking and culture. We have lunch together. We have Italian guests, Italian speaking guests at lunch, and it's a wonderful experience for the kids. We've had lots of really fun trips. We've been to Italy and New York. The kids have learned how to make pizza in an authentic Italian pizzeria with an Italian pizzaiolo who taught them. We have visited the Metropolitan and had an art historian, Italian speaking, take us through the Renaissance art collection in the Met.
While I was looking for something to do during the summer, I saw this course as an option, and I've never heard of anything like it. And I wanted to prepare for the school year, so I said, why don't I do this course so I'll be able to have more fluency within the language. Everything I learned here is something new that I can take with me to class. The field trip I probably enjoyed the most was going to the Met. I really love museums, and it was very interesting for me to learn about these paintings that I've seen before, because I visit the Met very often, but explained to me in a different light of a different culture.
Sosteneteci e dateci idee.
I'll tell you a little bit about the origins of the course. Why did I have this idea? I teach in a high school that has a 4-year Italian program, but no Italian in the middle schools. And we are the only school in the only language in our district that doesn't have a middle school program. So my kids were the only kids, my students, who couldn't take an AP Italian exam because you need 5 years generally of preparation as a minimum. Think of kids who study Spanish. They're studying it since 1st grade and how much preparation they have. And when my administration said to me, sorry, no middle school program, no AP, this is the kind of thing that is a challenge to me. And I said, that's not fair, and we have to figure something out. At the same time, I was going to professional development opportunities, and I was talking to teachers who did have an AP program to find out about their program. And what I discovered was that a lot of kids are intimidated by this AP name, and that sometimes they'd sign up for the course, because on their transcripts when they apply to college their senior year they want it, but they wouldn't take the exam. They were afraid of failing the exam. And even when the schools got funding to pay for the exam, we're talking about possibly low-income districts, the kids still wouldn't sign up. So these teachers said, my kids need more confidence. They're afraid to speak. And those 2 things, to me, said, what can we do? Can we find one solution to these 2 different problems? And the idea came to me, let's do something intensive in the summer so my kids can actually skip the 4th year of Italian and go right into AP, and the kids who are already signed up for AP will feel more confident. And I have to tell you that I'm really, really pleased with the result. Last year we had our first AP course in Italian in my school, in the history of the school. So for me, that was a great success. I've been following this. These kids are from 2 summers ago, and I've been following what they've been doing. There are 2 boys who are in that video who go to a St. Peter's Prep in Jersey City. And they have a very strange language program whereby only the most advanced kids can take AP because they take Latin in their first years, not Italian. And those 2 boys skipped a year, same thing, and went into AP Italian, and both, did well on the exam. I spoke to their teacher recently. So this kind of effort is exciting because it's not only improving what kids do at high school. We have statistics that show if you take the AP exam in your senior year, and if you in general feel confident and do well, you're much more likely to take Italian at college. And that's the key connection that we have to emphasize. Because we all are in this together, and we all know, I assume you know, if not, I'm here to bring you the bad news, that world languages are getting cut around the country in schools. Humanities are getting cut, and world languages is very often the very first thing in the humanities department that gets cut. And the way that we can counter this is only through numbers. We can't convince them of the value and the beauty of Italian heritage. The college administrators are not going to listen to that. We need to have kids signing up and have the numbers to sustain our programs. So what we found is, one of those girls said, I think I'm going to minor in Italian. She is double majoring in Italian and business right now at Montclair State. In fact, Marianne, she's Marianne Ray's assistant. She's wonderful. And so this is really exciting. That is success for us. The more majors we have at college, the more likely we are that these programs will be sustained and that new students will train to be Italian teachers, because we have to keep carrying the torch forward. And if we have a sterile ground where we're not collaborating with each other, I'm afraid that we won't be able to do this. So my appeal is to say everybody has to speak up, number one, in support of Italian language and Italian culture. And we have to connect to each other, which is why when I was contacted to speak today, I was so excited. Because this idea of connecting the people who are creating opportunities for kids in Italian and the media is very exciting. The idea is that we need to spread the word, and we need each other in order to do that. Another thing I would leave you with is this comment, is this thought. You saw from the video how diverse those kids were. We had kids who speak Spanish at home, Hispanic speakers. We had that girl who came from Africa. The future of Italian heritage is not only people of Italian origins. The future is to embrace everybody who is interested in Italian. And Hispanic speakers, we know how large that immigrant population is and how it's growing. They are really interested in Italian. Some of my most motivated students have been Spanish speakers at home. They feel comfortable with Italian, and they appreciate the heritage and the culture that comes along with the language. So we need to branch out and embrace all of the people who want to be a part of this. Now, it's, those of you, I don't, who have Italian origins, that is fantastic, and to feel that connection to your ancestors and to your history. But we have to embrace everybody. The way I would say it is this: I don't have any Italian heritage. I fell in love with Italy, and I made it my life's mission to transmit my passion for Italy to my students. And therefore, I'm living proof that Italian heritage is appealing to everybody, and that we all can join in together to do something to sustain the language and the culture going into the future. Thank you.